there. My name is Adelheid, but ever since I was a young girl, everyone has called me Heidi. I'm a grown woman now, with a family of my own, and I often wonder if my children are enjoying the happy life and the high adventures that I had as a child. I'd like to tell you my story. It had a very sad beginning, for when I was only 8 years old, my mother and father both died, and I was left an orphan. My first sharp memories are of my Aunt Dete, and the bright morning she took me up the mountain to go and live with my grandfather. I didn't own a trunk or a suitcase or a valise, and so Aunt Dete suggested that I wear all my clothes on my back. It was quite a struggle to put on skirt after skirt and blouse and sweater and all, and it made me very hot. So I did what I often do. I made up a song.
When winter comes, it will cover me white, cover me white, cover me white. When winter comes, it will cover me white, and I am the luckiest one. When springtime comes, it will cover me green, cover me green, cover me green. When springtime comes, it will cover me green, and I am the luckiest one. I am wearing a rainbow, as you can plainly see. For when Mother Nature changes her seasons, she does it just for me. When summer comes, it will cover me yellow, cover me yellow, cover me yellow. When summer comes, it will cover me yellow, and I am the luckiest one. For when autumn suddenly falls and turns the leaves to brown, I am wearing a rainbow, wearing a rainbow all year. Wearing a rainbow, wearing a rainbow, wearing a rainbow all year round.
About halfway up the Alm Mountain lies the little village of Dorfley. My Aunt Dete was well known in Dorfley, and we caused quite a commotion as we went through the village. Lots of people called out to my aunt, and one jolly fat lady even walked along with us for a little way. She was full of questions about me and about where my aunt was taking me. When Aunt Dete answered that she was taking me to live with my grandfather, the jolly lady suddenly became serious. "That old hermit will never stand for it," she said. "A young, happy child like this, with that miserable old man, it will never work." "It must work," my aunt replied. "Heidi has no place else to go." The sense of excitement I had at going to meet my grandfather was lessened by this conversation, and I began to worry about what would happen if my grandfather did not like me. As the afternoon wore on, it grew hotter and hotter, and the mountain seemed steeper and steeper. Finally, Aunt Dete stopped to rest under a tall pine tree. I couldn't rest. I had to explore, and so I wandered away from my aunt. After a few moments, I heard music and came upon a boy sitting on a rock watching a herd of goats. He was singing and playing his guitar.
Oh, that's a lovely song.
Where did you come from, little girl? Who are you, anyway?
My name is Heidi, and I come from Mayenfeld.
What's a baby like you doing up here on the mountain all alone?
I'm not alone. I'm with you and your beautiful goat.
Be serious. Are you lost?
I don't think so.
Well, where are you going?
I'd like not to go anywhere right now. At least until my aunt finishes resting.
And after your aunt finishes resting, where are you going?
To my grandfather's. How many goats do you have?
The mean old man on the mountain is your grandfather?
I don't know that he's mean. Oh, please tell me about your goats. Where are you taking them?
I don't know why anyone would want to visit that terrible old man.
I'm not going to visit him. I'm going to live with him.
You're fooling me.
No. My aunt is taking me to my grandfather's house, and I'm to live with him.
That's terrible.
What's so terrible about it? Oh, I think it's so beautiful up here.
But nobody's ever lived with him. He's a hermit. He never speaks to anyone.
Please tell me about your goats. Do you own them all?
They're all mine, but I don't own any of them. They belong to the people in Dorfley, and 2 belong to your grandfather.
Oh, which 2? Which 2?
Schwanley and Barley. The brown one there and the white one beside.
They're wonderful. Oh, they're so soft and gentle. What do you do with them all? And what's your name?
My name's Peter. Some call me Goat Peter. I pick the goats up in the village each morning, then your grandfather's, and I take them up into the high meadows where they can graze each day. And then I bring them to their homes at night.
But don't you have 1 or 2 of your own?
They're all mine. I told you that. I spend much more time with them than their owners do.
When I'm at my grandfather's, will you take me with you someday to the high meadow?
I doubt very much if your grandfather would let you go. And since you're a girl, I don't think I should take you anyway.
Heidi? Heidi!
I'm here, Aunt Diti.
Where are you, naughty child?
Right here with Peter and his wonderful goats. Oh, aren't they wonderful, Aunt Diti? And 2 of them belong to Grandfather. That white one there is Schwanley, and the brown one is Barley.
You are a thoughtless and bad child to go wandering off like you did. Come on at once.
So on up the mountain we continued, and finally came to my grandfather's hut. From the front of the little house there was a sweeping view of the valley below. Behind the hut stood 3 tall pine trees, and behind them the mountain continued up to the bald, steep pinnacles where snow still clung. My grandfather was sitting on a bench in front of his house. He had very bushy eyebrows and a long beard. He looked very fierce, but I went right up to him.
Good afternoon, Grandfather.
Well, what does this mean?
I wish you good day, Uncle. This is Tobias and Adelaide's child. You will scarcely recognize her, since you haven't seen her since she was a year old.
Ah, and what has she to do with me?
She must stay here with you.
Impossible. She's just a baby. I can't take care of her.
You must, Uncle. She has no place else. I must go now.
With that, Aunt Dete started down the mountain almost at a run, and I was left alone with my grandfather. For a long time he sat silent, smoking his pipe. I sat quietly too, smelling the sweet tobacco smoke, feeling the warm sun on my legs, hearing birds sing, feeling the cool mountain wind on my face. Finally, I thought I must reassure him.
Don't worry, Grandfather. I can take care of myself. I'd like to see inside. Can we go in?
Surely, child, surely. Come with me.
Grandfather, you have a wonderful house. Oh, it's so cozy. And such a wonderful fireplace. Do you cook there? That's the biggest cuckoo clock I've ever seen. And what a big, beautiful bed you have. But where will I sleep?
Anywhere you like.
Oh, that's wonderful. In this corner by the fireplace, or in that corner where the warm rug is? Where does that ladder go?
Well, maybe you should climb it and see.
Oh, it's a hayloft. And you can see the whole valley from the window. Oh, Grandfather, can I sleep up here? Can I?
I think we might make you a very comfortable bed up there. But come down now, Heidi, and we'll have a bite to eat.
Can I help? Can I set the table? Oh, I know I'm going to like living here with you. I hope you'll like me.
I can't understand why you're so happy in a strange place for the first time with an old stranger like me.
I didn't know either, except that somehow I felt secure and at home. And despite the terrible tales I had heard about my grandfather, I wasn't afraid of him. He looked at me with kindly eyes. When bedtime came, I crawled up into my hayloft bed and made up a little lullaby.
The daylight ends, the nighttime falls, the stars light up the sky. I'm thankful for the day I've had, as in my bed I lie. I thank you for the sun so bright. I thank you for its warmth. I thank you for the moon at night, and thank you for your shining light. For when I close my eyes in sleep, I dream of heaven above. And though I'm in a slumber deep, I'm thankful for your
The sun, streaming in the window of my hayloft, woke me the next morning, and for a minute I didn't remember where I was. When I remembered, I was happy and scrambled down the ladder to find that Grandfather had a wonderful breakfast ready for me. Soon there came a shrill whistle from outside. It was Peter and his goats come to pick up Schwanli and Barley. My grandfather called to him.
Come in here, Goat General.
Yes, sir.
Have you met my granddaughter, Heidi?
No, sir. Yes, sir. I saw her yesterday on the mountain.
Oh, speak up, boy. Are you frightened of something?
Don't be scared, Peter. Hello, Peter. Can I go with you and the goats?
I'm afraid not. Your grandfather...
I think that's a splendid idea, Heidi. But you must obey Peter. He's the general.
Oh, I will. Oh, it's going to be such fun.
Now, what have you got for your lunch, young man?
Just this, sir.
Why, that's not enough to keep a bird alive. And there'll be 2 birds today. Here, take this cheese, and then this bread, and this jug of milk.
Thank you, sir.
Now, Heidi, you carry the milk and put it into the stream when you get to the meadow to keep it cool. Now, be off, you two.
So up the mountain we climbed with the wonderful goats. Finally, we came to the high meadow, and it was the most beautiful place I had ever seen. It was covered with flowers, red primroses, blue gentians, yellow buttercups. I put the jug of milk into the stream, and Peter and I sat down on a little mound while the goats frisked and frolicked.
Oh, this is the most beautiful place I've ever seen.
Your grandfather's different.
Different from what?
Well, different from the way he has been before.
I didn't know him before, so I don't know he's different.
I was afraid of him. I'm not now.
I don't know why anyone would be afraid of him. I love him.
I think you changed him.
I?
Are you always so happy?
Oh, never so much as now. It's wonderful here. Let's explore. Show me all the places the goats go to.
Come with me to the mountains where the flowers are in bloom. Come with me to the meadows where the hills will sing their tune. Through the village we must go, to the hills far up above, where the grass is green and the air is clean, to the places that I love. As we climb the mountainside, where the goat herd loves to roam, there are roses red, violets blue on the meadows far from home. Odelay, odelay, how I love the places high. Odelay, odelay, I can almost touch the sky. Up the mountains we must go, where the piney wind will blow, and the eagles fly in the sunlit sky as the flowers grow in snow. Odelay,